I want to take you guys on a... Oh, God. I want to take you guys on a tour of my main shop. A few of you have asked about it, and this is how it looks. It works really well. I'm running every single item in the game, and I've gotten to the conclusion that having a little bit of storage in here is okay. I'm somewhat between 21 and 25,000 experience each and every day, a little bit depending on how many packs we're ripping, but for the most part 20k experience is coming out of straight sales. As you see, we have every single item in the game, and then we have stocked up with the legendary boxes and the epic boxes. And the reason why I'm running both is because my game has decided that it want to be dumb and put the market price for the epic at 169, and these one has now gone up to 162, but they keep shifting. So instead of having one of them as the only thing, we're running both, and then we'll just see whatever ends up getting the better deal that day. But this is it. All the books are on top of my middle row right here, and all of my mats, every single mat in the game is on the down below. And I'm running the wide shelves, obviously, to have as many items as possible on these shelves out here. Maybe we should just get the day started so you can see. We normally restock every single day, and it's pretty easy when I go around here. I have a full storage out back as well, where if I am running out in the store, then I will have backup out here, so I will never run out of items completely. But it is pretty simple that every day I'll just go around and I'll be looking at this. I need a little bit of the yellow ones for these ones. And it does seem after the update that they have very much items that they prefer. And for me, these ones sells really well. These ones sell really well. The I think it's this one, the legendary, no, the epic of the Tetramon set seem to be selling out real good as well as the small piggies over here and these. I need to keep an eye on those the entire time. Of the books, this new one seems to be my hot seller too, but you'll probably have different. Keep in mind, every single one of us is playing on our own game, and it has its own quirks and such. So what works for me might not exactly work the same for you, but you'll get to see how this works. Everything here is stored next to the table. So, except the boxes. I have all the boxes out here. This is legendary and epic boxes, so they will go to those whenever they need. I'm never afraid of running out of those. But right here, if there's anything I need to restock, be able to do like this and put it back. I am running this setup so I minimize the amount of walking around my stockers have to do. I could make it even more efficient if I were to trade the place of my table with the shelf. So that way, whenever they were coming and wanted to restock something up, they would take the case, move in, stock it up, go back, put it. Now they have to move in, get the case, go out, go there, and this way around. But this way, in my opinion, it just looks better. Right here we have the Destiny battle packs, the regular battle packs, we have Destiny cards, the regular cards, all the sleeves, we have the board games down below, we have the deck boxes, all the different colors, and more of the board games, and the cleanser has found a nice little spot as well. Over here we have the different figurines. I put them up so they are all on the same shelf. So whenever I have to restock and reorder, I'll literally just go, I need one of number 1, one of 2, 2 of 3, and 4 of 4 if everything is sold out. Other collector books down there, the new figurine, I put it here. The thing is as well, whenever I get anything new for this store, I'll just take out the booster boxes on one shelf somewhere, and then I'll be fine again and don't need to redo a whole lot. The reason why we have booster boxes everywhere is because whenever people are coming in looking for specific items, I want them to, whenever they just want to pick up something random, the big boxes need to be somewhat close, so they will probably turn to those like 50% of the times. You could be running this setup without the entire middle row as well, and then just fill all the items from here out on the booster box areas. But again, I'm trying to sell as many of the boxes as I can to make a profit. We'll, as said, look into the numbers in a little bit, but I've been doing somewhere between 48 to 65,000 with the prices that I'm running. And again, guys, keep this in mind. This can be individual from game to game. Mine is set at 187 and 184 right now. I could probably bump this up a little bit because this has increased. So now that's 189. And yeah, this setup has worked really well for me. It's by far the one that I have tested when running full store that has made the most sense. As said, you could optimize it even a little bit more, but this works. And down here we have my little display cases with all of my ghosts. If any of you were interested, I do have 2 ghost foils. I have the Hydroid in the cool looking ghost, and then I have the King Star in the little more meh version. But yeah, that's the main store. We got the 2 sprayers up here, and we have the 3 cashiers standing around doing their thing. As said, out here we have the actual storage for just making sure that I will never run out of anything. We got all the playmats. These are the only ones that I'm not actually storing up in the store as well. And I don't know if you realize, but these in the middle all have very many items on the shelves and will very rarely sell out. It's not like they're gonna go up and grab, you know, 32 or 36 books. So the stockers to have to walk a little longer doesn't seem to matter too much when they have to go out here and get those and go back in and set them up. So that works pretty well. We've got all the different cards right here, all the different figurines as the extras out here. And again, we have the different decks. This is the battle decks. And down here we have dices, sleeves, whatnot. And as soon as this day is over, we're going to take a look at the report and see just how much money we made today. We're running everything market price plus 10%. And I'll show you the... Oh, over here. This is what I'm telling you guys. We keep selling out of these. Need to restock. We don't want empty shelves. Normally, I'd just stand around and rip packs all day and worry about my stockers doing their thing, but apparently they are being a little slow with it today, so we might as well help them. But it's the items that I was pointing out in the beginning, that those are selling really well. Look at that. And what are the items in your game that just seems to be the best sellers? This is also something that seems to have come out after today, where they're literally just targeting those. It might be the shelves they're targeting, I'm not sure, but it does seem to be the items at least. Anyway, I'll get back to you by the end of the day, and then we'll take a look at the monies. All right, everybody has left the store. Let's take a look what it says. Right here, we had 180 visitors. We had 178 checkouts, 22,469 experience gained on nearly 800 items, and almost, well, 67,000. So this is a decent day of running the store like this. This is definitely viable. You can see it works pretty well for a decent average of experience, and the money is definitely enough to be able to continue and keep running the show. I haven't paid bills or anything. I didn't really do much restocking either, but you will be looking at a very nice profit doing this. However, with the recent update, the 1 box strategy should once again be even more viable than before. Earlier we had the issue where the customers were coming in and looking for a very specific item. If you didn't have that item, they would just go out again, and they have, I think, toned it down a little bit so it's not as prevalent that they want that very specific item, so they've essentially buffed it again. I want to try to run 2 tables with just 1 box type of boxes. We're going to figure out which of them is the most expensive one, and then I'll have to pack down this entire store just so we can test it on a level 81 account, where it should be as hard as it gets. So I will be back with you in just a moment. Well, looks a little different in here now, but we've got 2 wide shelves set up. Now we just need to figure out which of the packs we're gonna be going with. Right now, the Legendary Destiny is the more expensive of the 2, but you can see here how this one has been going up pretty much the entire time, and this one have had some big nosedives, so we actually made a little money on that at some point. So that is also why we're running 2 in the regular, but let's just order a bunch of the Legendary destinies and then set things up in here. This is the only thing we're going to be running. We're running a full day, and then we're going to compare with the day that we just had yesterday. And I think if everything goes according to what I believe, we're probably going to make a little bit more money, but I have a hard time believing that we will make more experience. I did actually try with different prices as well when it came to the full store. I had a day where I was running market price, where I normally run market price plus 10%. The market price plus 10%, I actually had pretty much the exact same numbers in terms of sales. And when I have the exact same numbers as I do when running 10% more, I don't see why I wouldn't run 10% more and make that little bit extra money from every sale. So whenever I'm setting up my prices, it's gonna be market price plus 10% for full store. When you're doing the 1 buck strategy, some people has said that it is better to run market price and not market price plus 10%. We're gonna try both days just so we have something to compare with. But I do have a feeling that the thing that's going to happen is we're going to have less sales if we're running more expensive, which means we're going to have to make up for the less sales in those 10% extra in profit. So maybe we'll be making around the same amount of money, but we're going to be making less experience. That's at least my prediction, and we are going to have to see whenever we get this store working and if we're going to have any customers at all. Oh no, I don't like this. And just to make it even easier, I'm putting up a single shelf there as well, so we can have a little bit of the restocking going on in here. All right, let's flip the sign and see how today goes. This is day 293. We're selling boxes at market price 10%. Let's go, round up. So we get 189 per single box sale. Let's see how many people we're gonna have in here that are gonna be complaining and not picking up anything. There seems to be there's a few heading out the door already. So we're coming towards the end of day 293, and we've apparently ruined friendships and birthdays by only selling this one item. We completely tanked our customer reviews. It doesn't matter, it has no effect on the game. It might down the line, so it is something that we might have to pay attention to at some point, but it's been a pretty steady flow of people coming in and complaining that we did not have what they were looking for. Let's just make sure that we don't have anyone else buying anything on the way out. Nah, he's gonna be heading out without anything as well, I guess. But I am pretty safe to say that, yeah, you would have had a lot of time to rip packs if that's your main goal with the game. I do like running the store, so I was missing kind of running around and doing my thing, but let's take a look. 193 visits, 89 checkouts, 65,000 profit, or not profit, item earning on 346 sold items. We made about 7,000 experience less than what we did on the full shop, but we actually had the same amount of money coming in, and this was with the 10%. Let's try day 294 and run it market price instead and see if there is any difference to that. But the whole reason why I even wanted to test this in the first place is simply because in the patch note for the patch 0.48 it says updated customer to only look for a limited amount of item types. No need to stock all item types. As well as another note in the patch notes, slightly lowered customer want specific item chance. So in my opinion, that's just them saying, well, we buffed this again, because a lot of people were playing it like this. I've been playing it like this for quite a while as well. I gotta say, I do enjoy the other thing a lot more, but it has definitely taken a toll on me and my ripping of the packs, but it seems to be making quite a bit of money. We're getting the daily report here in just a little bit, and then I will be able to tell you exactly how much we've made. Holy, what a buy to end the day. That's a lot. I think the biggest one I've seen has been 11 units, and this guy's gonna be up there as well. And yeah, good one to get in with his 10 purchases. Let's go and hit the enter button. This is what the store looks like now. 195, check out 109. Okay, so obviously we had a lot more checkout because the prices were cheaper. Item earning almost 80,000. So compared to the 65,000 we were making when we had the plus 10%, we sold 100 more boxes. We sold 346 of the booster boxes the previous day. Today 445, which gives us a lot more experience. So if I were to run the booster box strategy, I would 100% do it with this market price, not any plus or anything. But let's take a look and compare it with the other day and the fall store. And the way we compare is obviously using Koalas collection tracker. Literally gives you every single stat that you would ever want to know about your game. I hope they make something similar in game at some point. You can see here we've opened 28,203 packs on our save game. And in here we can also see which ones we're missing. From the basic we're missing 45 out of the 288 in the basic common, and all the way down to the legendary. So I'm quite a ways off in total to get my 2,500 cards achievement, but it's not what's important for us right now. This is what we're going to be looking at. This was the day we ran the full store. I will see if we can enhance a little bit. 292 was the best day in terms of experience. It was as good as running the single booster single box with a 10 plus, not quite as good as running the market price booster box. So if you want to compare, this is literally the comparison. I should have run a lot more days to give you a lot more, like a bigger pool of data, but in terms of what this shows is just that it is definitely viable if you want to be running the one box strategy. You can see this with the, I changed my setup to the setup you saw in the beginning of the video around this day. And from there on you can just see the earnings pretty consistent, somewhere between 48,000 to 60, sometimes 70, almost 70,000. And the experience is very consistent around the 20,000 as well. So if you want to run full store, that's the numbers you can expect if you have the somewhat similar prices to what I have. And I feel like my boxes are on the low end. I'll leave a link to this in the description if you want to go check out your own game. There is a Steam guide you can press up here. You can join a Discord as well. And then, yeah, just enjoy. Rip some packs.